Yes, guys, welcome to Pure Coys TV. Welcome to Breakfast with Pure Coys. It's not really Breakfast with Pure Coys, is it? My apologies. I was otherwise engaged this morning. My little one was poorly, so I've moved the show to 5 o'clock. She's now home with her mum. I am now, I think, coming down with whatever she had. So, yeah, really cold in here today, guys. I don't know what it's like where you are, but the hood is up, the heating's on. I'm on to my third cup of tea already. I've only been home an hour. But yeah, guys, I hope you are doing well. How are you doing? Please smash a like, hit the subscribe on the way in. Really would appreciate it. We are going to talk all things Spurs today. And what a great day at the Lane at the weekend, wasn't it? What a great victory. Back on form. Are we back though? It's going to be a long season, guys. We will get into it. Before I do, as always, please smash a like, hit the subscribe button. If you're new here, let's say hello to the chat and the Spurs diehard Adrian. Big up, Adrian. Says good afternoon, Nige. All good afternoon to you, mate. And apologies again for last Friday. And Rain, big up, Rain. Says afternoon, Nige. Good afternoon, Rain. I hope you're well, mate. Really enjoyed watching you on Sava's show last night. Always speak so eloquently and well. So big up to you, Rain. Let's talk Spurs because we have found some form at last, haven't we? With the draw at Newcastle, and then we followed it up with a win, finally, a win at Tottenham at the weekend. Beating Brentford, hearing so many fans saying Brentford were rubbish. Listen, guys, at some point we've got to say, yeah, but Spurs were pretty decent as well, right? I'm not going to go too much into the game because it's probably been done to death. I've not spoke too much about it, not live anyway, but I will say, and as the title says, Xavi Simons has arrived at N17. Finally, he has arrived, guys. And when I say arrived, I've been given a bit of stick for this because people assuming that I'm thinking he's the best player in the world. Oh, Xavi Simons has arrived, the greatest player. That's not what I'm saying, guys. What I'm saying is, you know what? Simmons, he seems like a confident player. He seems like a confidence player. And he's struggled, hasn't he? He's really struggled. And he's been the first to admit this, that he's found it difficult. And Van der Ven has said he's put his arm around him and he spoke to him. And it can't be easy for him. So what I'm saying when he's arrived at N17, that assist, that goal, that performance that he put in on Saturday, hopefully now gives him the confidence to think, yes, I belong here. I belong at Tottenham. I belong in the Premier League. And now I'm going to show you what I can do. And this is what I mean when I say he's arrived. Listen, there's a long way to go. It may just be a one-off. Hopefully, he can continue now and get better and better as the season goes on. I'm hopeful anyway. I really am. Let's say a big up to a few more people. Mark Taylor's in the house. Big up, Nige. Big up, Mark. I hope you're well, mate. And Carl is in the house as well. Afternoon, Nige and chat. Good afternoon to you, Carl. And Benitez, I really can't say that. I'm just going to call you Ben, I think. He had a good game. We just need some momentum now. Absolutely, Ben. I couldn't agree more. It is all about momentum. And hopefully that draw against Newcastle, a battling performance. Again, it wasn't the best performance in the world, but there was good fight there. Followed that up with a good victory at home. We can talk about how bad Brentford were till we're blue in the face. But actually, Spurs come out and for one of the first times this season, flew out of the blocks. They were definitely better than what they have been, especially at home. We've really struggled at home recently in the league, and we start slowly, we start sluggish, and it's almost like the fans are waiting for the players to do something, and the players are waiting for the fans to give them something. Bit of a catch-22 situation, but for once, Spurs come flying out of the blocks, and I can remember Pochettino saying when he was manager, he could tell how Spurs were going to play within the first couple of minutes. And you can with Spurs this season. You can tell how they're going to play. And for the first time in a while, they come flying out within the first couple of minutes. I thought, we're going to be all right today. There's a bit of something about them. And we were. There was. And it was a great performance. Listen, was it perfect? No. Were there things that happened in the game that I didn't like? Yes, sure. I've got to say, as much as I love Romero, he's got to stop these headless moments because on another day, he could have cost us. I don't think it was a red. It was a kind of orange, maybe. But that tackle from behind, the scissor motion, even though his studs weren't particularly up, it was a dangerous tackle. And I think, like I say, on another day, especially with the players reacting, um, he could have got a red. So he's got to stop it. He's our captain, right? He has to lead by example. We need him on the pitch. Those bozo moments for me have to stop from Romero. Other than that, I thought it was a really good professional performance. Took off foot off a little bit second half, the gas, I feel. Um, Obviously being 2-0 up. I'm a typical fan. I just want us to go for the juggler and score 3, 4, 5, 6. But at some point, you've got to manage your game, and I think Spurs did that well. Could have had a few more goals in the second half. Let's be honest. But on the whole, good performance. Still let Brentford have a couple of chances, a couple of poor bits of defending. Porro at the end, Hoofen went into the air, which is just typically Porro. But Richarlison in the first half, I seem to remember not controlling one, and we lost the ball, and they had a chance. Other than that, it is listen, we've got to take the positives, right? A home win, and we're unbeaten in two. So good times. Good times. Let's say hello to a few more people in the chat. Rain says, totally agree, Nige. People forget they are human beings. Absolutely. Ronnie's in. Big up, Nige. Big up, Ronnie. Hope you're well, mate. Ghosted is here too. Big up, Nige. Big up, Ghosted. Vinny Guy's in saying Spurs are like women who turn up only once a month. Wow. I wouldn't mind having a woman turn up once a month. It's been a while. Ronnie saying Udogie injured again. We will get into this. In fact, why not? We're getting to it now. Um, yeah, it's a concern for me. He's injured, what is it, until at least January? I mean, when you think it is only like a couple of weeks, isn't it? But those couple of weeks with Spurs injuries tend to last a couple of months. And Udogie seems to get injured all the time. So, guys, I'm going to ask you the question. Is it time to maybe let Udogie go? Is it time to think, and I'm not saying right away, but is it time to start thinking in our heads, this guy's going to be injured constantly. Maybe we should let him leave. Maybe we should just get rid, cut our losses, and let him go somewhere else. It's a Spursy thing, though, isn't it? We seem to get a lot of injuries to players who never really got injured before they come to Spurs. It's a worry, but for me, I would be looking at it thinking, if this guy's going to keep getting injured 3 or 4 times a season, is it worth keeping him? And no matter how good he may be, and for me, he's been okay, but no matter how good he may be, if he's going to constantly be injured, what's the point in having him? I'm at that thought now that if we could get better, then simply just because of the injuries he picks up, then maybe we should be looking to sell him on. But I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. Would you sell the doggy on, or would you keep him for a little bit longer? God, I'm hot now. Saying I was cold a minute ago, had my hood up, and now I'm hot. So Carl says, if we could get Robinson from Fulham, I'd sell Udogie. Yeah, I'm not against that at all. Robinson is he's a really good fullback, gets up and down, strong in the tackle. And yeah, I wouldn't be against it. Like I say, I'm not saying we sell Udogie, but those injuries are starting to concern me a little bit. But we will see. Rain says, contracted to 2039. No one is buying Udogie unless he plays a decent stretch without getting injured. And this is a problem, I guess, isn't it? Yeah, it's a difficult one. I don't know. What do we do with him? Because he literally comes back for a couple of games, 3 or 4 games, and then he seems to be injured again. Let's see. He might come back in a couple of weeks and be fine. But yeah, he definitely needs a run in the team, doesn't he? 100%. Benny Guy saying recruitment people got to be held responsible. Time for a change. Agreed with you 100%. Let's hope in January we start getting the recruitment right, because it is important, isn't it? We've seen again over the last 24 hours, 48 hours, Basuma back on the old laughing gas again. What is he doing? What's he doing with his career? He is pissing it up a wall. Yeah, disappointing from Basuma's point of view, but, he's clearly got no future at the club. I don't think he's injured. I just think he's been told he's got no future. So in that sense, maybe listen, who knows why people do things? I'm not gonna hold it too much against him, but, maybe he's got bigger things going on, and let's hope wherever he goes, he, gets his career back on track, but it's definitely not gonna be with Spurs. That's for certain. Benny Guy saying opportunist signings too much. Yeah, we signed too many players that are opportunist signings. He's available. Let's get him, and we don't really think about the players that we want to sign. Do it's not like we have. I know every club seems to have a list of like 5 or 6, and they go down them and down them. We don't seem to have that at Spurs. We just seem to just pick names out of our asses half the time, and it's frustrating. It really is. Rain said, let Davis go and sign a proper left back ahead of a doggy. If he gets fit, then he can fight to get his place back. Absolutely agree. 100%, mate. We have Spence for Porro cover, and they can fight it out at right back. We need that left back. We desperately need that left back. And yeah, why sell a doggy when we can get a better left back and have him fight for his place? Maybe he wouldn't get injured so much then. Who knows? Vinny Guy saying we panic and buy so poorly too often. No good. We do. We do indeed. Um, Guys, let's talk about tomorrow night because we have a massive Champions League game. I mean, it's pretty big, isn't it? It's a game we have to win. And it is, of course, against Slavia Prague. Now, I've been looking at Slavia Prague's recent form in the Champions League. And it's actually, even though they're quite low in the table, it's not too bad. If we look at it, they drew with Bodo Glimt, same as us. Um, Obviously, heavy defeats against Inter and Arsenal. But apart from that, they drew away at Atalanta, which is a decent result. And they got a point at home to Bilbao, which again is a decent result. So they've only lost 2 games. They haven't won any, obviously. They've drawn 3, lost 2. But the 2 they've lost to is against Inter and against Arsenal. And let's be honest, Tottenham are no Inter, they're no Arsenal. So I think we are more at the Atalanta and Bilbao kind of areas. It's going to be a tough game. This is a potential banana skin, I think, for Spurs. Guys, what do you think in the comments? We should be beating Slavia Prague, right? But looking at those results, they look half decent against the sides at about our level and only really struggle against the top sides, which, of course, Spurs would struggle as well. So it's going to be an interesting game. If we look at the table, they are down there in 31st place without a win so far. But like I say, 3 draws against sides that are probably about our level, and then 2 heavy defeats against 2 of the top sides. I hate to say it with Arsenal, but 2 of the top sides in the tournament. And then if you look where Spurs are, I couldn't believe where Ajax are, by the way, bottom of the league with 5 defeats in a row. And Tottenham there, 16th with 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 defeat. Massive game for Spurs because with Dortmund and Frankfurt, our last 2 games, we really need to get some points in. If we do, get us up to 11 points with 2 games to go. I think one win out of those 2 would guarantee. I think a win tomorrow, would guarantee us a playoff place pretty much. But I think we need another point somewhere else. I don't see us getting into the top 8. So to get into the top 8, I think we need to win all 3. I don't see us doing that, guys. I'm not sure what you think. But big game for Spurs tomorrow night. There's no doubt about that. It's going to be a huge game, and Spurs need a performance 100%. Jimmy's in. Jimmy says, big up, Nige, and the chat. Big up to you, Jimmy. I hope you're well, mate. I hope you've had a good day. And Spurs tomorrow night. Let me know, guys. What do you think the score will be? Do you think we win? Do you think Xavi Simons starts? I think this is going to be an interesting game to see who actually starts this game. I've got the team that I think he will play. Guys, in the comments, let me know what you think. If you'd make any changes. I mean, I'd make lots of changes, but Frank has already come out and said that he has to make changes. He's going to mix and match it a little bit. So this is what I think the team will be tomorrow. Hopefully you can see that. I think it will be Vicario in goal with Spence, Romero, Danzo, and Porro. I don't think he can do a lot else, can he? Unless a Takai's fit. I can't see Takai coming in. I can't see Dragishin coming in yet. So I think that would be your back five, unless he plays a Kinski. Obviously, with Doggy injured, I think Spence has to start and Porro has to start. I think it would then be Polina, simply because he didn't play the Premier League game. I think it will be Sa and Bedival, which apparently is the right way to pronounce it, right? We're English, Bergval. And then I had Johnson, Richarlison, Odegaard, but I'm hearing Johnson is now 50-50. So I think it will be Kudus, Richarlison, and Odegaard. Guys, that's what I think the team would be. It's not what I want the team to be, but I think that is kind of pretty much what it is. I'd love Xavi to start, Jimmy. I would love Xavi to start tomorrow again to continue his momentum. I just don't think he will. I really hope he does. But that's the side I think is going to get picked. Like I say, is it the side I would pick? No. But guys, let me know in the chat, what do you think the team will be? Ronnie said for me, I would go the same 11 for Saturday. So would I, mate. But like I say, he's already come out and said that he's going to rotate. So it'd be interesting to see what he does. Mark Pitt saying, we so need to get a very good win on Tuesday night. Absolutely, mate, we do. Keep that momentum going. Keep those wins going. Build that home form. We are unbeaten in the Champions League at home, 100% record. So there's no reason why we cannot go and win tomorrow night. It's vital that we do, as we are leaving ourselves a lot to do in those last two games. And Rain said, I think Frank is going to start Xavi tomorrow, to be honest. I hope so, mate. I really do. I think he needs to, but I just think when he said that he's going to rotate, I'm thinking that's what he's going to do. Bergval and Sarr didn't play at the weekend, nor did Polina. I think all three of them come in. I think Kudus wouldn't start if Johnson was fit. So if Johnson's fit, I see him starting. I think because Odegaard didn't play, I see him starting. I think we will see a lot of the big boys on the bench, but I don't see them starting. Like I say, I really hope I'm wrong, because I would love Spurs to really go at them and, win the game by half time. Score 2 or 3, get the game, and then we can bring the players off and rest them then. But let's see what happens. I think that is what's pretty much going to be the team tomorrow, but we will see. Let's change that. That's better, I think. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what we do. Binny Guy saying, play Angeball, attack. Well, we kind of attacked, didn't we, at the weekend? Let's definitely never play Angeball again, ever. But I think, listen, guys, what are we thinking of Frank after that draw against Newcastle and that win at home to Brentford? Has anybody's mind changed that thought maybe Frank isn't the man? Has anybody's mind changed that, okay, he's shown us that he can adapt. He's shown us that he can attack. Are we now thinking, okay, let's give him some time. Let's see what he can do. I'm off that think. I just think we need to give him time, right? We need to give him some time and see what happens. Rain saying we still haven't got many more players to come in, and this is just it. And that's why I picked the side I picked, because I just think there's not a lot more to come in. Don't know how fit Dragishin is. Apparently he's played a couple of behind closed doors games, so let's see how fit he is. Maybe he comes in, but it's a big ask, isn't it, to come in for a Champions League game. I see Van der Ven being rested. I think Romero starts. And Danzo, listen, I love Danzo. I really do. I love his attitude. I love his work rate. Is he the best defender in the world? Not really, no, but he puts the effort in, and he's not a bad cover to come in for me. So, and of course, he's got that long throw, which, to be honest, hasn't really done much so far, has it? But let's see what happens. Shemtan's in the house, says, hey, Nigel, I hope you're okay. We need to try and keep the team as close to the same as the Brentford game. Too many changes could create a problem with intensity, but let's see. Is Moani injured? I don't know about Moani. Hopefully you guys can tell me in the chat. I did read that he had an issue, but I don't know whether he's out tomorrow. I'm guessing he is, and that's why I haven't put him in the starting lineup. If he isn't injured, Mawani obviously starts. But yeah, big up, Shem. I hope you're well. I'm good, mate. I am very good indeed. It is Monday night. Always tough, isn't it? First day back at work after the weekend, but I've got through it. And now I'm looking forward to power through to the weekend. And I'm seeing Sheriff at the weekend. So we're going to have a couple of beers. So I'm looking forward to that. And Adrian says we have played Slavia Prague 4 times, won 3 and drawn 1. Okay, well, that's good. Hopefully, then we can carry on that run. And listen, let's be honest, we are pretty decent at home in the Champions League or in Europe in general. We don't lose too often, don't always play the best, but we usually always get the result. So I'm looking forward to another victory at the weekend, sorry, on Tuesday night. Binny Guy saying, I want him to succeed, but we are Spurs. It's just a matter of time, eventually, unfortunately. And sad as it is, mate, I agree. You know, listen, no manager's going to last forever. Yeah, at some point, Frank will get a sack. Let's hope that he. All I want from Frank, I'm not saying Frank is a man. I'm not saying he's a man who's going to win us trophies, win us leagues, because I don't think he is. But what I want Frank to do is make us stable again, stabilize this club, make us a top 6, top 7 club for the next couple of seasons, year on, year out. We're up there or thereabouts, and then hopefully, once we have a few more players come in, a few of these younger players come through and get better, then maybe then we bring in a bigger name manager, someone more experienced, someone who's been there, won it, and maybe then we'll look for that manager who can take us to the next level. But for me, right now, I think Frank is definitely the man to help stabilize this club, because let's be honest, we are a bloody mess, aren't we? Ronnie saying Mawani looks fine, looked good in training today. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I haven't really had time to listen to a lot of Spurs news. Gotten from work, set the show up, and obviously, quick couple of minutes saw that Udogi was injured again, and that Johnson was 50-50. But yeah, let's see. Let's see. Jimmy said Mawani limped off on Saturday, so not sure. Ronnie said he looked fine in training. So hopefully, fingers crossed he's fine. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow night. It's I just love watching Spurs, guys, like all of you, no doubt. Listen, we all have our gripes with Tottenham, don't we? We all want something different. We all want Spurs play a different way of football. We all want winning football, but different ways of getting winning football. I just love watching Tottenham, and I can't wait till tomorrow night. Champions League nights at the Lane are something special. I've never been to a Champions League night at White Hart Lane, I must admit. I went in the 2 years we were at Wembley. I went 3 or 4 times then. In fact, I think I saw us. Did we play Slavia Prague? No, we didn't. I don't think. Um, but I've seen us 3 or 4 times at Wembley. Saw the first game against Monaco, which the atmosphere was amazing. Over 80,000 now to watch us lose 2-1 against Monaco, when Monaco had the likes of Bernardo Silva and Mbappe and players like that. What a team they were. And yeah, but never saw Spurs at the Lane on a Champions League night. I can imagine it makes the hairs on your neck stand on end. Yeah, I'd love to go one day, and I can imagine it's quite easy to get tickets at the moment. Binny Guy said hello to Rain, and Rain said hello back. Let's see what else we've got on the agenda to talk about. Thoughts on Frank? Okay, Pochettino. Did anyone see the interview with Pochettino? He is still twerking for Tottenham, isn't he? He is still twerking for Tottenham. He wants that Tottenham job. And do you know what? I love that. I love it. I love Pochettino. What a man. What a legend. And no, he never won us anything. He made me fall in love with Spurs again, that man in that team. Would I want him back? I want to say no, but yeah, I would. I love him back. It's difficult, isn't it? Like I say, I like Frank to stabilise us first, and then maybe the Poch to come back and take us over and get us over that line in a trophy. In a trophy. I'm not saying the league. That would be crazy. Jimmy saying Saturday was a win with flair and aggression. We can't always say that's happened earlier in the season. 100%, mate. I thought it was night and day, wasn't it? On some of our other performances at home. At last, we showed some bravery. We went forward. And do you know what? I think part of that reason was Archie Gray in midfield, you know. Listen, I'm not going to say he's the answer. He's not. He's not for me. He's a young player. He's talented. That could do with a loan. And but he's not going to get that loan. We spent 40 million pound on him. He's going to be in that first team, in and around the first team anyway. But for me, actually, I really liked him on Saturday. He's one midfielder who actually looks to pass the ball forward. You know, so many others. Bentancur likes to pass sideways and back. You know, Bergvall drives with it, but doesn't really go anywhere. Sarr is Sarr. You know, for me, Gray is one player that looks to progress that ball forward. So I liked his performance. I thought he was much improved. Is he the answer? Like I say, probably not right now, but he is a talent and he is going to be a good player. It's just a shame that some of these young players that we have, we can't just chuck out on loan because Buskovich is like one of your shining lights, isn't he? He's gone away on loan and he's an absolute beast, isn't he? He's what, 6 foot something? He's huge. He is a mountain of a man. Not only that, he scores some absolute bangers, doesn't he? I think he's already has he scored? Was it last season he scored an overhead kick? I'm not sure if he scored one this season as well. He scored with a back heel volley at the weekend. This guy can be anything he wants. I think got to watch what I say because I don't want to get clipped up. But I think there is a chance that we could have £100 million defender on our books in the next 2 or 3 years. Is that going to happen now? Probably not. But I think he is. He's got everything there is to be a top defender. Does he come back next season and get into the Spurs first team? Probably not with Van der Ven and Romero now. Maybe another year out on loan would do him good. But I'm really excited to see what Vuskovic can do when he comes back to Spurs, whether it be next season or the season after. Adrian saying Basuma is done 100%, mate. 100%. He is totally done. Get out of the club. Like I say, I do feel a bit sorry for him, just in the sense that, you know, he's clearly not injured. In my opinion, he's clearly not injured. This is a guy who's probably been told he's got no future at Spurs. He's a professional footballer. And he must be, I don't know, maybe he is injured, but for whatever reason, to be taking laughing gas again, if it is a new one, you know, I'm reading reports. Maybe it's the same thing as last time, but I'm guessing he's done it again. If he has, he needs to be sold and rip the contract up if you have to in January. Let him go. He needs to play football somewhere else. And let's hope, listen, as much as laughing gas is not the worst thing in the world to do. It's not what you do as a professional footballer, is it? And, you know, I think it's sad because he is a good player. And for whatever reason, he's been an idiot. But yeah, 100% Adrian agree. He needs to go in the summer or in January. Carl saying, I have a feeling Poch's next job will be with Man United. That would break my heart, Carl. It broke me when he went to Chelsea. Can't have Pochettino coming back and just go into every other Premier League club before he comes back to Spurs. For me, no. If he comes back to the Premier League, it has to be Tottenham. As where does it stop? You know, Man United, a couple of years later, Liverpool, then Man City or Arsenal or West Ham, you know, and then finally, when he's 68, he comes back to Spurs. Nah. For me, his next job in the Premier League has to be Spurs or nothing. Or we don't have him back, which again is another option, isn't it? I guess. Mark Pitt saying someone said on the radio, never take an X-backs, but I like him. If he likes to have a cracking Spurs job, then yeah, listen. I mean, I'm a fine 1%. Never take my X-backs back. I took her back a couple of times. I'd take her back again, to be honest. But yeah, I'd take Pochettino back 100%. He's a great manager. and he was legendary at Tottenham. For whatever reason, didn't happen. But what a team he built. Whether he could do it again, this is the question. Football's moved on. It's crazy to say that, isn't it? Only like 6 or 7 years ago, but football has moved on a long way in the last 6 or 7 years. And I'm just not sure whether Poch could do it again. Could he build another side? I'd love him to try, but not right now. You know what? I'm happy. I'm happy with Frank right now. And I think it would be a mistake just to let Frank go and bring Poch back right this precise moment. So it's a timing thing, isn't it? Maybe the time's never going to be right for Poch to come back. Um, we will see what happens. Binny Guy saying, time to move on. I don't want to see him getting sacked again by the same employer. And this is it, isn't it, mate? Is that if he comes back, he will tarnish even more his legacy. And I say legacy. He never won anything at Spurs, but he did build a great Spurs team. And I'm guessing for all you guys as well, he made us fall in love with Spurs again, right? I haven't felt the same way about Spurs under any other manager than I did under Poch. And you know, I wouldn't want that to be tarnished again because, you know, there's no doubt at the end of his before he got sacked, those last 4 or 5 months, his reputation did get tarnished a bit. If he come back and didn't manage to build a side like he did last time, I don't know. But I don't know. Let's give him a go, eh? Let's give him a go. See what happens. Oh, there is something else I want to talk about as well. Andrew Gregory, big up, mate, says, hi, Nige. Nothing compares to European nights at the Lane, especially the 84 UEFA Cup final. Second leg, v Anderlecht. Oh, I bet it was amazing, mate. I bet it was absolutely amazing. I watched it on TV. Never forget it. Never forget it. My dad let me stay up late because it was a school night to watch the final. Obviously, it went to extra time. Graham Roberts, what a player. What a player. And yeah, what a night. But I bet it was absolutely thumping at the Lane. I really do. Mark says he was asking for trouble by filming it, from filming himself on the phone. He's got to get out of the club. Yes, it was really silly. It makes you wonder if he's actually thinking what he's doing because he's got to realize that's going to go straight on social media. The people he's hanging around with, maybe he needs to stop hanging around with them because they're obviously not doing him any favors, are they, guys? Smash a like button. I really would appreciate it. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to go for about another half hour, I think. Go till 6. Jimmy is saying the attendance tomorrow could be low and by many accounts, which is a pity and cannot be right. Yeah, the attendance tomorrow is going to be a concern, isn't it? Because we know who's back tomorrow, don't we? We know who is back tomorrow. Sonny is coming back to the Lane to say his goodbyes to Spurs. Interesting game to choose. A Champions League game against a side that are not really that fancied. I don't know. Would it have been better to bring him back for a Premier League game where there's almost certainly going to be a full house? Like I say, I'm with you, Jimmy. I think it could be quite a low attendance, obviously. They say there's 60 odd thousand there because the tickets have probably been sold, but whether people turn up is another question. It could be a low attendance, but it will be nice, won't it, to say goodbye to Sonny properly. Feels like it's a little bit too late. Feel like it should have happened at the start of the season. I get that he's been in America, but you know, it looks like Sonny is back to say goodbye. So that would be nice. That would be nice. Hopefully it will spur Spurs on to a good victory tomorrow evening. I hope so anyway. I hope so. John Stokes is in. Big up, mate. Says, no, not for me on Poch. Did nothing for us. Did nothing at PSG with world-class players. Yes. Yeah, I get what you're saying, John. I really do. I get what you're saying. But was that... So when he was at PSG, was that when he still had like Mbappe, Messi? Were they still like there? Neymar, were they all there still? Because I kind of feel like whoever was in charge there, it was a kind of a team of individuals, and you see what they're like now with a proper team now with no, I say no stars. You look through their team and they're star studied, but you know what I mean? No big world class stars. And I don't know. I don't know. I get what you're saying. He started really badly at Chelsea, didn't he? But actually ended well with them. And he hasn't done the best job at the USA, but he's just, you know what? He just has my heart, mate. He just has my heart. He really does. But again, it's another reason why I'm not sure whether I want him back, because I wouldn't want my heart broken again if he did really badly. Because then I must admit, I'm not sure where we go. But as I said, I'm quite happy with Frank at the moment. And Pochettino, the only reason I'd want Poch back is if the timing was right. And at the moment, I definitely don't think it is. Wiz Magic, big up Wiz, says, I know this sounds negative, but I hope we bring Poch back and he fails to get sacked again. That's the only way we put this myth about him being a messiah finally to bed. Oh, well, you know what? I big up, mate, by the way. I'm going to go the opposite way. I hope he comes back, wins us the league, and then he buggers off, and then he can be the messiah. Um, but yeah, listen, I don't think he's coming back anytime soon, regardless. I think it's one of them, isn't it? I think half the fan base will love him back, half the fan base don't want him back, and it is what it is. I have got to say, though, if he did come back, I think it would unite the fan base, at least for a couple of months until it started going tits up, of course. John said, only reason Poch looked good at Spurs was because of quality players we had at the time. Yes, but again, he put those quality players in place, doesn't he? I think we've got to give Poch a bit of credit for that. But yeah, listen, I'm not sure whether he's a man now, but I think we've got to give him a bit of quality, a bit of credit, because he did build that side. But at the same time, listen, he wore a great black suit as well. Look the business, look the business. But I don't, like I say, I don't think he's coming back anytime soon. Richie67 saying, evening, Everton. Good evening, mate. I hope you're well. Everton flying at the moment. They're doing all right, aren't they? They're doing all right. And Richie saying, can Moyes do a miracle and get us into European place? We are sixth. Well, you know what? And then John Stokes says, well done, Everton. Absolutely. You know what? When I grew up in the, I was an 80s kid. I grew up in the 80s watching Spurs win trophies, watching Everton win trophies. Everton were a massive side in the 80s. You know, back in the 80s, there was a big five. And the big five consisted of Arsenal, Tottenham, Man United, Liverpool, and Everton. That was the big five. You know, you had other sides like Villa, who were a good side in the 80s, of course, early 80s especially. Um, but teams like Chelsea and Man City were nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. So yeah, it's nice to see Everton doing well. It is. Adrian said Mikey Moore scored twice for Rangers in a 3-0 win over Kilmarnock. I did watch the highlights of that. Mikey Moore looking good. But that's fantastic. You know, I love the fact that Mikey Moore has gone to Scotland, has gone to Rangers, has played in a really struggling side, and he struggled. And now he's finally finding his feet. Obviously, Rangers sacked their manager. He's finding his feet now, and slowly, 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 he's growing into the player that we hope he's going to become. Listen, I did watch the highlights. He did make a few mistakes as well. He wasn't perfect, but his goals were really well taken. And I think he's going to be a player in a couple of years. I do think he needs to stay on loan for a couple more years, though. I've got to be honest. We need that left-sided player, whether it's January or the summer. No good spending 70, 80 million on a left-sided player and then bringing Mikey Moore back. He ain't going to get any game time. So for me, fantastic to see how well he's doing at Rangers, but let him stay there this season. Let him maybe go out on loan again next season and see how he does. John saying, yes, Messi, Neymar, etc. were there when Poch was there. Yeah, I just think, yeah, like I say, they were a bit of an individual team then. But I think anyone would have struggled with those kind of players. Weird, isn't it? Those kind of players, world-class players, but all of them wanted to be the main man. But I get, listen, Poch isn't everyone's cup of tea. I totally get that. I really do. Benny Guy saying, under Enoch, even Sir Alex and Carlo Ancelotti will get sacked for stupid reasons. And this is the problem. We just hope, Benny Guy, that now the kids are in charge, apparently. Hopefully things will be different. But again, clutching at straws, almost certainly clutching at straws because I don't see it changing much. I really don't. But we're going to find out soon, aren't we? A couple of weeks' time, we're into January, and then we will see how serious these owners are about making Spurs great again. But I agree, Sir Alex and Ancelotti would have got sacked under Spurs, just like Mourinho and Conte did. Jimmy saying he was told who to play at PSG by those above him, a recipe for disaster. Again, like I say, really difficult job to go into. Really difficult job. John says, I watch Everton when Spurs are not on. I like the players. I like players like Grealish. Would still like him at Spurs 100%, mate. Grealish has got Tottenham written all over him. He'd be a great player for Spurs, doing really well at Everton. And I'm pleased for him as well because a lot of people said when he went to Everton that he's literally, you know, his career's done. But he's gone to Everton. He's shown that he's still got it. And yeah, good for him. Good for him. And Everton looking a decent side. Looking a decent side now. Adrian saying Poch got rid of 35 players in his 5.5 seasons as manager. Well, maybe we should bring him back next. We need to get rid of another 35 players. We have got some shit, haven't we? It's what I love about Spurs. We spend years and years getting rid of a load of deadwood, only to bring a load more deadwood in. It's what we do. It really is. Marcus, big up, Nige. Big up, Marcus, mate. I hope you're well. Thank you for joining us. Sorry about this morning. Like I say, my daughter was poorly, so I couldn't do a show, but I thought I'd try and get on at some point today. So I've come on a bit of a weird time at 5 o'clock, but it is what it is. We're here and we're talking. Johnson, Jimmy Hotspur, same as with Levy, I would guess, but we don't have proof of either case. This is true. This is true. Now, what do we think though? Levy's gone, right? Levy's not here anymore. Are Spurs going to finally act like a big club in January? I can't wait. I'm excited to find out what happens in January. I know I'm braced to be disappointed, but I'm excited to see if Spurs start finally acting like that big club that we all know we are deep inside, but we don't act like it enough, do we? Andrew saying, you know, the club shop will have racks of Sunny shirts back on display. 100%, mate. 100%. They will be milking it tomorrow night. And yeah, no doubt. Maybe the attendance won't be so low because we will have an influx of South Korean supporters again, which is fantastic. Fantastic. It's not quite the same without them at the moment. It really isn't. Caretaker Overlook Hotel. Big up. What a great name. Saying all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Absolutely. Marcus saying hopes she's better now, mate. Well, she's at her mum's, so I'm guessing she is. Yeah. I don't know. Kids are kids, aren't they? You know, they don't want to go to schools they're ill and then suddenly they're bouncing around. It's like, oh, you're really ill. And the Two Mark Show. Good afternoon, Nige. Good afternoon, Cookie Sheriff. Which one? I don't know, but I love both of you. So all good. Thanks for joining me. John Stokes says, I'm excited to see what Lewis Kids give us in the January and summer window. I agree 100%. I can't wait for it. I cannot wait. Are Spurs finally going to act like this big club? I'm confident we will, you know. I really am. I'm confident we will. Guys, if you haven't subbed, please sub to the channel. I am 2 subs away from 1,280. It's been a bit static in the sub count over the last couple of months. I've got to say, I feel like I've been at 1250, between 1250 and 1280 for like months on end. It is what it is. I need to do more lives. But I really do appreciate each and every one of you for being in here today and talking Spurs. I know it's a weird time, but yeah, let's find something else to talk about. We've talked about a doggy. So guys, talk to me about Frank. Talk to me about Frank. How are we feeling about him? Because I'm really excited now to see what he can do. I've seen enough in that last game to make me think, okay, Thomas Frank could take us forward. Like I said already, is he the guy to take us to the next level? I'm not sure. But certainly, I think I think once a few more players come back, I think we're gonna have a decent side. And January, it'll be interesting to see who we sign, won't it? That will be the interesting thing. Who do we sign in January that makes us better? Is it gonna be that left-sided player? Are we gonna sign a I don't see us, I've got to be honest, I don't see us signing a striker in January. I think we have enough in Mawani, in Richarlison, and I'm sure we've got another striker that we just haven't seen all year. What has happened to Dominic Solanke? What has happened to him? Apparently, minor injury. Then it was a minor operation, and we just have not seen him all year. Um, so yeah, I have no idea what's happened to Solanke, but I think we have enough cover in those forward areas. I think a left winger is the most important position to fill, but are we going to fill it? Are we going to fill it? And who are we going to fill it with? We already have Odegaard, we already have Tau, we have Johnson that can play out there. So who are we going to get in? And if we get someone in, what are we going to do with the three that are? Who do we keep? Do we keep an Odegaard? For me, we keep Odegaard. We look to sell Tau. We look to sell Johnson in the summer. For me, if we could go to Forest and say, take Johnson, we will have Elliot Anderson and we will pay for Morgan Gibbs White, I would be delighted. I can't see it happening. I am clutching at straws, I know, but that's the kind of players that we need to be buying, right? That's the kind of players we need to be buying. John says, I would like us to sign Semenyo, Anderson. Absolutely. I agree. And Wharton. I absolutely agree with you. I would love us to sign Semenyo, Elliot Anderson, and Wharton. Do I think we get any of them? I think it's going to be tough. I really do. I think the trouble is Anderson is a player we should have signed before he went to Forest. And I think he's probably a 70, 80 million pound midfielder now. I think obviously Wharton, they're talking about 80 plus million. Semenyo's going to be another one who's, what is it? What's his buyout clause? 60 something, isn't it? Are we going to pay for him? Are other clubs going to be in for him? Interesting. It's going to be interesting. Marcus saying more Deadwood. Nice. What we do, mate. It's what we do. We get in more and more Deadwood. Fantastic. Jimmy saying we have to break the mold in January from our previous positions in transfer markets. Time for Enoch to put up or sell. No more excuses are acceptable. I agree 100%. I don't want to hear any of this. It's hard to buy in January. Bollocks. We got the money, put it down, we get the players. Simple as that. It's an excuse when people say January's hard to buy. I get it. I get it. It's harder to buy, but it's not impossible. And if you've got money, put it down, get these players in. Carl says we've got a young Irish striker, Mason Melia, coming in January, plus Vilas and Lancashire have been scoring goals this season. That's what I mean. We are inundated with strikers. It's just that none of them are any good. In fact, the one who's half decent isn't even ours. So it'll be interesting. I'm interested to see how this Mason Melia is because he's got rave reviews, hasn't he? For me, Villas, not good enough. Lancashire, I think will make a really good championship striker. Maybe a Premier League striker. I don't think he's quite ready yet. But I'm interested in seeing Melia. But for me, I would be selling Richarlison. I would be selling Solanke. Obviously, Mawani's not ours anyway. So whereas it looks like we've got 6 now, by the summer, we might only have 1, and that might be Mason Melia. So I think we need definitely in the summer to go and break the bank for at least 1 striker, if not 2. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Marcus said Mo Salah. This is an interesting one, isn't it? Mo Salah. What an absolute tool. For me, I've got to be honest. I'm not a Liverpool fan and I'm disgusted by what Salah said. Who does he think he is? Now, sure, yeah, he's had a great career at Liverpool. He's their top record goal scorer, whatever. He's brilliant, been a brilliant player over the years. But this season, and I said it earlier in the season, and I was laughed at, but I'm going to say it again. I said at the start of the season, first couple of games, I think Salah looks like he's dropping off. And I would rather Kudus now rather than Salah now. And I got laughed at. because I got told that Salah was world class and Salah's so much better than Kudus. But I would rather Kudus than Salah now. And it's showing because Salah is a tit, as far as I'm concerned. He's playing crap and he is demanding to start football matches. I'm sorry, mate. You're just a player. You're not bigger than the club. You know, he seems to think he's got divine right to play. For me, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a Liverpool fan, and it is quite funny. But I'd be disgusted if I was Liverpool fans. You know, he's kind of tarnished his legacy with his comments. Think, get your head down, mate, and play. If you're that good and you've still got it, get your head down and do the business on the pitch. He hasn't done that. He's been dropped and he's crying and he's throwing his toys out of the pram. And I think Liverpool will be getting rid of him in the summer. For me, Salah is a lot like Sonny last season. He's just dropped off. He was great. Now he's not. And it happens to the best footballers in the world, right? The only players it doesn't seem to happen to is Messi and Ronaldo, who go on forever. But for me, Salah, idiot. John says, did you see Buskovic's goal? It was mental. I did. What a goal, mate. Like I've already said, and I know I'm getting excited. I tend to do it. Dan will tell me off. But yeah, I think we got £100 million defender there in the future if we can keep hold of him. Do I see him getting inside now? I don't know. And this is your next question, isn't it? We need to bring him back, play with a back three of Van der Ven, Vuskovic, and Romero Danza. I wouldn't be against that if we're playing a back three. But if we're playing a back two, I still don't see Vuskovic starting ahead of Romero or Van der Ven as yet. But let's see how he does the rest of the season. Let's bring him back next season, see him in the summer, see how he does. But what a player. What a player, mate. This kid looks the real deal, doesn't he? And every now and again, like I say, we've signed a lot of kids and a lot of them aren't really up to it. This one, Vuskovic, for me, he is the man. He is going to be fantastic. And I don't say that a lot about young players. I don't, say young players are going to be ballers, but this kid, Vuskovic, 100% he's going to be world class. And I'm going to stick my neck out and say that. I really think he will be. Marcus saying 100% agree, Nige. It's a joke. It is. It is an absolute joke, mate. I mean, if any Spurs players acted like that, I mean, I'm livid with Porro for not clapping the fans the other week and having a go at Bergvall. For me, that's a disgrace, and I'd sell him for that. But for what Salah did, nah, just not having it. Adrian saying Vuskovic only signed his Spurs contract in February after his 18th birthday. I know that's the thing, is he's still so young, but what a talent. What an absolute talent. Cannot wait to see him in the future at Tottenham, see what he can do. And John says Vuskovic scored and assisted in our preseason game he played, and he's scoring regularly in Germany. He did. He did. You know what? One of the things I love about Vuskovic as well is the fact that he was the first one. So many young players, go out on loan or don't go out on loan, just stay around the first team. Vuskovic is like, no, I'm not getting in this Spurs side. I'm not as good as Van der Ven. I'm not as good as Romero. I want to go out on loan. I want to get better. And he's doing it. He's gone out on loan and he is absolutely smashing it in Germany. And Hamburg's the perfect club for him. Absolutely perfect clubs. He's getting lots of game time and he's showing what he can do. And yeah, I can't wait to see him in a Spurs shirt. It is going to feel like a new signing next season. I know a lot of people moan when they say, a lot of fans say, well, we don't necessarily need a centre back because we've got Vuskovic coming back. But we have got Vuskovic coming back. And we got Dragishin. And we got Danzo. And as long as we keep Romero and Van der Ven, I think we're stocked for centre backs next season. I think other areas are much more important. Philly's in. Big up, Philly. Said Dele Alli did something similar to Salah under Mourinho, but many fans made excuses for it. Yeah. Yeah, and I think you will probably find a lot of Liverpool fans maybe. I don't know. Did he? Did he? Really? Did he come out and was he that like? Because the way I got it from what Salah was saying was basically, I'm the best player on the team. Look at what I've done for Liverpool, and they're treating me like I'm just like, you're only as good as your last game, mate, and you're crap. So Yeah, I don't know. Big up, though, Philly. Love you, man. John Stokes says apparently he has to go out on loan rather than sit on the bench. Good for him. Absolutely. I agree 100%. I thought it's such a brilliant thing to do. It really is. And yeah, so I'm thinking about other young players that we've got. I don't see anyone. So for me, players like Donnelly, players like Dorrington, players like Scarlett, I got to be honest, I'd be selling all these kind of players in the summer. I don't think they're going to be playing for Tottenham. I think we need to be a bit tougher on some of the young players we've got and not just keep them because we seem to be stocking up young players of the hope that one or two of them will come good. And nah, dear. Philly saying touch your hat if you want the manager sacked. I know. I'm a I'm a fidget ass, mate. I cannot sit still. So many people when they're streaming are just like this and they just talk da da ba ba. I gotta be moving, I gotta be touching or something. Yeah, the ADHD in me, I guess. But definitely don't want him sacked yet. Spurs die hard saying Davis may get a game as we can't overplay Porro Spence. Gray even may get a game at fullback. You actually might be right there, mate. Yeah, I've forgotten about Davis. I mean, I haven't forgotten about him, but maybe he comes in and plays Spence. Maybe he plays left back. And I don't think they change both. Don't think they change. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? Change both fullbacks. I think one of them plays, one of them doesn't. Don't know who. Davis may come in at left back. I still see Porro at right back though. Or maybe Spencer play right back, but I don't see Gray and Davis both starting at fullback. That's just asking for trouble as far as I'm concerned, but I get it. I get what you mean. Queen Ellie, big up Queen Ellie. Saying, hello, Nige. Wasn't Xavi cooking? Well and truly cooked Frank's former team. Yeah, he was fantastic, wasn't he? What I mean, this is the kind of performance I think a lot of Spurs fans, me included, thought we were going to get straight away as soon as he come in. And for whatever reason, it's taken him time to settle. He's found it really difficult. The pace of the Premier League, you know, strength wise, maybe he gets knocked off the ball a little bit easily sometimes. But you know what I love about Xavi Simons? He's always showing for the ball. He always wants the ball. He's got tenacity. He gets stuck in. And I'm loving everything I see about Xavi Simons. I think he's going to be an absolute brilliant signing for us. I really do. Um, but let's see what happens. Like I say, it is one game. He needs to now build on this and improve and have better games going forward. Let's hope he does. John saying I'd sell the following: Tao, Odebear, Bentancur, Sarr, Solanke, Davis, and a few others. I could not disagree. Odebear would probably be the only one I'd disagree with. I'd sell the rest of them 100%. Odebear, I kind of see little green shoots from something that I can get behind. So I wouldn't sell Odebear, but the rest 100%. 100%. John said Xavi is a quality player. He absolutely is, mate. Absolutely is. Guys, if you haven't, smash a like button. It is so important. Try and get this channel to grow. YouTubers will tell you, content creators will tell you, these likes are so important. More important than anything else. So smash a like if you haven't. Billy said, I'm wacky when I stream all kinds of camera angles, but nothing is better than streaming. Yeah, it is. It's fun, isn't it? It is fun, mate. It's always quite nerve-wracking to start with, no matter how many shows you've done. And I think I've probably done well over 100 shows, probably a lot more, probably 150 shows in the last year that are live. Different kettle of fish when you go on your own, though, and it is nerve-wracking and stuff. But once you get into it, and this is why the chat is so important, to help you relax. And so, like I say, big up to each and every one of you. Guys, give me a score prediction for tomorrow night before we go. I think Spurs are going to win the game. I think we're going to win handsomely with whatever side we put out. I think Spurs win 3-0, another clean sheet, and I'm going to go for Xavi Simons off the bench to score another goal. I think I think Danzo's going to get a goal tomorrow. I think I can see a Danzo bullet header to help Spurs along the way to a good victory. I think we win 3-0. Danzo with a header. John Stokes is going for a 2-0 win. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? A couple of clean sheets in a row to really get the confidence flowing back at the lane is what we need. Because, like I've said in so many shows, I don't think we have a problem away from home, bar the Arsenal game, which was horrific. Apart from that, I think away from home, we've been decent. Listen, in Europe, we're always crap away from home, no matter who we play. It's been like this for years. I can remember going Europa League games against rank average sides and struggling. So away from home in Europe, we always struggle anyway. But our away form in the Premier League is really good. Our home form obviously hasn't been great, but it is getting better. And hopefully that victory on Saturday will push us on to bigger and better things. I really hope so. I think Spurs win the game tomorrow. I think we win 3-0. I may be a little bit overconfident, but I'm feeling confident at the moment. John's going for a 2-0 win. Jimmy is going for a 2-0 win with a goal from Van der Ven. Ghosted is with me. 3-0 to Spurs. Yes, get in now. I think Spurs are going to win comfortably. It is a potential banana skin. There is no doubt. Like I say, the results haven't been bad in the Champions League. Only 2 defeats, heavy defeats, but against Inter and Arsenal. Otherwise, 3 draws against sides around our kind of league, Bodo Glimt, Atalanta, and Bilbao. So it's going to be a tough game regardless. Guys, I was going to leave it there, but Philly's come in. It's the reputation. You never know what you're going to get, but please smash those likes and subscribe to Nige Pure Coys. Get the algorithms up so it reaches more audiences. Absolutely, mate. It is so important, guys. I am going to leave it there. I'm going to send you across to the rabbit hole ramblings on Sean Butler's channels. Please stick around. And when you get over there, please say Pure Coys Raid. I owe him one. I really would appreciate it. Let's hope Spurs win tomorrow night and get us 3 more points in the bag in the Champions League. And as always, stay positive, stay poised, and stay Pure Coys.